Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to our apostles, our elder bishops, brothers of great millstone of will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this true doctrine across the four winds of the earth in all truth and sincerity. I'm Lamar Ariah from the Mississippi Camp. Lord willing, this be edifying lesson. And it's just a quick lesson through the Spirit going into how this government shutdown, is continually affecting Americans, and it's going to affect or is affecting, Headstart. And as you can see in this AI overview, it says yes, because I asked, is Headstart funds being cut? Yes, Headstart funds is currently facing severe disruption due to a government shutdown, which has already led to some programs operating without federal funds, and many more are at risk of closing by November the 1st, 2025. As funding for them is set to expire, this situation is threatening access to care, nutrition, and health screening for tens of thousands of children, with potential impacts on jobs and other essential services if the shutdown continues. And this is where you get pressure from above and pressure from beneath. Okay, so they're stripping funds, they're stripping assistance. Okay, they're taking away the comforts. Okay, America and its people have been giving so much, they constantly being, pampered, catered to, where there's no real sense of independence when it comes to a lot of these Americans, man. They're always dependent on the government. And now the government is swiftly stripping them of all these essential things they have been so wholeheartedly dependent on the government to continually provide for them. Okay? And the government don't give a damn about these Americans, and they don't give a damn about these American children. And they're showing that, man. Because, see, there's an agenda at play here. Okay? They want a new world order. Okay? They want to have the rich, the extremely rich, the 1%, these elites, right? These banker families. And then they just going to have the poor. They're wiping out the middle class. The poor is only getting poorer, right? And all the jobs eventually are going to be ran by or worked or done by, however you want to word it, by AI, robots, just artificial intelligence altogether, you know? And the results are showing. Okay, you got all these people who've been laid off from Amazon, UPS having these big layoffs, all these stores and appliance stores or whatever are closing. Okay, they are putting the squeeze on you Americans, man. And brothers are being affected by it. You got brothers, sisters being affected by it. But there's a big difference in that circumstance, because brothers and sisters believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and have faith in the Lord. And the Lord is going to take care of the brothers. Okay, the Lord is going to take care of the sisters. You know? And it's not like the brothers and the sisters don't know or didn't know that this was going to come to pass, because it's written, man. That's prophecy to say before. So the Lord has been giving his prophets, okay, the heads up. And the prophets have been warning the people of these things to come, these days that are going to come and be in your face. And now they're here. All right. So it's affecting a lot of people. This is an article from, what is this thing called? From National Headstart Association, the newsroom, right? Extended government shutdown put 65,152 Head Start children and families at risk. And it was October 16, 2025. This, what, roughly 3 weeks ago. National Head Start Association is warning that the ongoing federal government shutdown threatens to disrupt services for tens of thousands of children and families who rely on Head Start, the nation's early learning and family support program for low-income communities. Due to the timing of federal grants, 6 Head Start programs serving 6,525 children are already operating without federal funding, drawing on emergency local resources to stay open. By November 1st, which November 1st already passed, okay, what? 4 days ago, 3 days ago? November 1st, 2025, another 134 programs across 41 states and Puerto Rico serving 58,627 children will face the same cliff unless Congress and the president act swiftly. And they're going to act swiftly, but not opening back up the government. They're going to act swiftly on bringing more pressure, okay, more of a squeeze, implementing draconian laws, constantly taking away whatever funding and necessities that people need, because they're looking to get people in a worst case scenario to make them bow down, okay? But they're hoping that they're going to get more chaos, which is going to happen. People going to start, invading each other. The scripture goes into, how your neighbor's going to be running up against their own neighbors, invading each other. It's going to be a lot of people getting put to death. And see, this is their want, man. They're manipulating to bring forth chaos and an increase in depopulation, as they further their agenda. This is that cruel Lord that's mentioned in Isaiah the 19th chapter. Okay, so I asked Chat GPT, what did I ask? What are Head Start programs for? See, Head Start programs are federally funded early childhood education programs in the United States designed to promote school readiness for young children from low-income families. Here's a breakdown of what they do and who they serve. Main goal: help children develop the skills they need for success in school and life, academically, socially, and emotionally. Support families in becoming self-sufficient and involved in their children's learning. And the government really have stripped the parenting part, or the guardian part, away from the parents, man. Children, just as people, but especially children, are product of the government. The children are products and owned by the government. Okay, if you do certain things, man, you'll be arrested for whooping your child. It's just certain things. They have put so many restrictions on how you parent your children, or discipline your children, where the outcome could be you in a jail cell. And they don't care about the success of children now. Why would they? These children come to them now not going to even have jobs because AI is going to have all the jobs. You know? Who they serve. Children from birth to age 5 and pregnant women, families with incomes or at below the federal poverty level, as well as foster children, homeless children, and some children with disabilities. So they don't care about the disabled children. They don't care about the homeless children. They don't care about the foster children. They don't care about these families who are in poverty. None of that matters. None of that is a priority. They send all these millions and billions of dollars to these other countries, but at the same time, they're stripping away federal funding from their own people, man. That goes to show you that America gives no damn or no fucks about their own people. But yet and still, you people holding on to a hope that's not even there, man. When you should be believing and trusting and having hope in Yahweh Shemi Al Shah. But nevertheless, you trust in Egypt. Okay? So I'm gonna get a scripture. Then I'm gonna play a couple videos and close it out. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, starting at verse 10 in GNT. It says, a wise ruler will educate his people. And who is this? Who is the people of this? Who is the unwise ruler? Okay, Trump, but who is this people? Supposed to be the American people, right? And his government will be orderly. This government is not orderly. Okay, they lie, they change the narratives, they fight with each other across the table, the left and the right and the left, right? All the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. And this is not a flourishing society because there's not a wise ruler over the people. Okay? And you can take it further up the ladder to these elites, man. They are not wise rulers. They're destroying the earth, destroying the water, destroying the people, the animals, They're turning everything upside down. They're not wise men. They're not wise rulers. They're the devil. And all they do is destroy. Okay? They are a cancer of the earth. An uneducated king will ruin his people. And he's ruining the people, man. Even though we know school is really bullshit at the end of the day. But just look at the fact that what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to benefit and what they're doing to it. They're not trying to build up a nation of people with intellect and wisdom and vision. No. They want people to be, just docile, dumb, stupid, dependent, and just a band of worthless eaters, man. Who that nigga Klaus Schwab said, who you will own nothing and be happy. Those are the type of people they want. Those are the type of minds they want to control. They don't want wisdom. They want to hold and keep what they consider being wise, man. And they got their technocrats, their warlocks, their witches, who are at the spearhead of bringing all this wicked chaos to the earth, man. All in the name of the NWO. All right. Verse 3, an uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow strong if its rulers are wise. And these rulers are not wise, man. And this government, it's a government shutdown going on. And it's not growing. It's not helping the people. It is completely just destroying this American structure, man, which is good. We glad it's happening. But it's just the point that's being made that this devil is not a wise ruler and the people are being ruined because of an unwise, wicked ruler or rulers, okay? But there is a wise ruler coming, and his name is Yahweh Shai. And he's going to rule in righteousness and wisdom for all eternity. Okay? Verse 4, the Lord sees to the government of the world and brings the right person to power at the right time. Yahweh Shai. The success of that person is in the Lord's hand. The Lord is the source of the honor given to any official. And Yahweh Shai is going to be that righteous ruler, okay? That complete, utter righteous ruler who's going to come and take these crowns from these wicked, unwise rulers of this earth, and he's going to establish and set up righteousness, Salakia, okay, on earth as it is in heaven. And he's going to rule for all eternity. And just as our wise ruler going to be, our people are going to be, okay? And we're going to flourish for all eternity. Even the 2/3 who are going to be destroyed on this side, they're going to be in their right minds and they're going to flourish, okay? But it's going to be levels. They're not going to be like the Lord's elect, okay? They're not going to have access to certain things, but they would be far more righteous than they have ever been, and they will flourish and be in a better case than any of the 1%ers on this side. Okay? Israel is going to be of a higher esteem as a nation. You know? So I'm gonna play a couple videos and I'm gonna close it out. You know, Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson, but this place is through, man. America is done. You know, it's only a matter of time, man. And Aparatazah, the Lord, continue to speed things up. It's just going to take the perfect catastrophic event that's going to send this place over the cliff. And that's what we're waiting on. So, Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. Double honor to our apostles, our elders, bishops, brothers of Great Millstone and Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Funding that's frozen because of the federal government shutdown has some local child care centers worried about their future.
As THRU reports, thousands of Louisiana families enrolled in Headstart programs may lose early education options as the shutdown drags on.
Just over 2 weeks ago, a fire at an Airbnb near the St. Roch neighborhood spilled over to the Kids of Excellence daycare center on Franklin Avenue. Its operators say their building is a total loss.
26 years is a long time to have a business. And for it to all to be gone in one day, it's something that I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Executive Director Precious Acker says insurance covers a fraction of the damages, and the small business is looking to the community for help. But they're also trying to put out another fire, so to speak. This one has to do with federal funding for Head Start programs.
If this federal funding go away for us, it will be devastating. It will be like literally maybe closing down 2 centers and just having 1 center.
Christy Givens owns 3 daycare centers and says the federal government shutdown is putting many local child care centers like hers at risk. She says many of them are waiting on federal grants and infusions of money that make the preschool and daycare program for low-income families possible. And it goes beyond basic babysitting.
So families have free breakfast, free lunch, free snack. We provide diapers, we provide wipes, we provide formula.
Across the country, there are reports of dozens of Head Start programs closing. In a statement, Clover of New Orleans says it has a contingency plan to keep the program intact for this month. What happens after is up in the air. Precious Acker says if Head Start isn't properly funded, the ripple effect could be huge.
As the government shutdown drags on for another week, its impacts are being felt by everyone. It's forcing Head Start programs across the country to shut their doors due to the lapse in federal funding. And our Madeline Gillespie is live at the Fairmount Pines Head Start in Davenport this morning. And Madeline, tell us more about how this is going to impact our community.
Yeah, Dustin, this is a big deal for hundreds of families in our area. Today's the first day Head Start programs won't be able to open their doors due to the loss of funding. And that means children will lose access to so much more than just their classroom. I'm joined this morning by Lisa Rea, the director of Head Start. Lisa, can you tell me a little bit about what Head Start is, what services it offers to kids and their families?
Yeah, Head Start is a comprehensive program for children birth to age 5. They receive early learning experiences, educationally, nutritious meals, care each day from staff and that are qualified staff. We also are comprehensive, so they receive services and disabilities, mental health services for children that have developmental delays. We also conduct hearings, screening, oral health screens. It's a program that's been around for 60 years, and it works. And yeah.
What does this mean for these kids who are losing access to this program right now? What does this mean for their families too?
I would say that for families who we spoke with last week, the 3 top barriers for them, how are they going to afford childcare beyond Head Start? A family who qualifies for Head Start, it's based on the federal poverty guidelines. So they can make, a family of 4 can make $32,150, which is equivalent to $15.45 an hour. Realistically, that is not enough for a living wage. And then also how they're going to support paying their rent, bills, if they can't come bring their child here every day. And what's that going to do for them in the future if the shutdown goes on longer than.
Guest is Trista Ball. Her 2-year-old son participates in the Scioto County Head Start program in Ohio. Thanks so much, Trista, for being here. I'm hoping you can just talk a little bit about how much your son Joey relies on this program, what it means for you, what is the state of play right now?
So Joey started back in early of June this year, and before starting, he had a severe speech delay. He wasn't hitting milestones that he was supposed to be hitting at his age. And just from the first few months that he was there, he started, talking more and hitting more milestones just from the help of his teachers. And honestly, throughout this shutdown, for the school, today's the first full week that we'll have been in a shutdown. I'm very scared about the delays that could happen. Joey loves his teachers so much, and our family as a whole love that school so much for helping us out as much as they can.
And right now, the program is not suspended. I mean, what are you doing for childcare? How are you working through that?
So I work full-time during the day. I'm a hairstylist, actually just across the street from Joey's school, which is also very helpful for when he was in school. But his dad watches him during the day, which is starting to become really hard because we had to go through this before with another daycare. He works from like 9 p.m. until 6 in the morning, and then he watches Joey all day, which is not good, I feel like, for either of them. Like, it's hard, and we have to rely on other family members and their time off to help watch him in order to keep an income coming into the house to help provide for him.
Did you expect that something that is so kind of ingrained in your day-to-day life that funding like this could just get pulled, and that this kind of gets pulled out from underneath you like this? What was your reaction when you realized this would happen?
I was so just blindsided. I've grown up throughout other government shutdowns and stuff, but this is the first time I at least am aware of that it has affected the schools of kids.
Welcome to the News Hour. 2 federal judges ruled today that the Trump administration must continue to pay for SNAP benefits during the government shutdown using emergency funds that were set aside earlier by Congress. It comes one day before a freeze was set to take effect for the nation's biggest food aid program, which is also known as food stamps. Before the judges' rulings came down, House Speaker Mike Johnson gave a news conference along with Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. They warned that her department's $5 billion contingency fund cannot cover SNAP for long if the shutdown continues.
It is a contingency fund that can only flow if the underlying appropriation is approved. And listen,
even if it could flow, it doesn't even cover half of the month of November. So here we are again in 2 weeks having the exact same conversation.
Democrats have argued that a separate fund with about $23 billion could be tapped to keep the food stamp program running. SNAP pays out about $8 billion per month and goes to roughly 1 in 8 Americans. Another social safety net program that is potentially at risk with this shutdown is Headstart, the federal program that provides early childhood education, health, and food support for low-income families. Without funding, hundreds of Headstart programs across the country will have to close their doors, which could impact tens of thousands of children across the country. Here's how Rika Strong, who runs some Headstart programs in Vancouver, Washington, described it.
When I look at our families, when I look at our babies, and I walk into that classroom, and I'm sorry, it makes me emotional because I know the support and the impact that our programs have both on our children and families, and knowing that there's some classrooms that come Monday, when I go out to check on them and see how folks are doing, our families won't be there.
So joining us now is Tommy Sheridan. He's the Deputy Director of the National Headstart Association, which is a nonprofit organization. Tommy, thanks for being here. Without this funding, how many programs, how many kids are we talking about losing this?
Yeah, well, William, thank you so much for having me and telling this important story. As of Monday, this coming week, if the government does not reopen before then, we are going to see approximately 140, that's out of 1,600 Head Start grant recipients nationwide, 140 of them will be at risk of losing access to their federal resources. That is a total of 65,000 children and families that those programs serve.